Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Look like everybody is just taking their time coming to class today. This is actually a third of you here. Up here they come. Excuse me. We're getting there. All right, we're actually going to do some Nearpods today. So I'm gonna try to wait till most everybody's in so I don't have to put the links in. But we're going to do two Nearpods and they're to help you get ready for. So I was looking at the first topic on the oops, it left me. I guess if you leave a screen too long, it'll disappear on you. I try to have everything loaded, and some of these things, if you let them sit, they go back to square one. All right, Jayla, I got a message that you needed a code, so I will give you that code. Um, I think basically what happens with and when I close a quizzes or the Wayground activities, now that it's called Wayground, when it's closed, you can't get back in. So this is why it's important that you participate in them during class. But actually, I'd rather you do the Nearpod today, and then we'll worry about the other activity later. So let's do this today. So today we're looking at the first topic on the study guide is ecosystems and biodiversity. So that's what we're going to look at. Ecosystems and biodiversity. So that's what our Nearpods are going to be about today. Um, so the first one that we're going to do, and I was just like I said, I was trying to wait for most people to get in so I don't have to do this several times. Mm, we're going to do ecosystems. We're going to do the student paced one. So I will all right, so this is the code for that one. Normally I can copy. I think because I copied and pasted it already, they are holding up on this. But anyway, this is the activity that you need to do. So log into Nearpod, copy, and we'll put this in the chat. All right, so that's the first one. Why it won't start for me, I don't know. There we go. I think my computer is a little slow. All right, there we go. And of course. All right. So get started on that one. And then as soon as I think everybody has started on that one, I'll put in the second one, which is going to be biodiversity. So the first one was ecosystems and biodiversity. Now you don't have anything to load, even though there's a assignment folder in Canvas. I have to put the grade in for that. So I'm going to be at the end of, so do all the activities. At the end, I'll take the score from there and put it in Canvas. Okay. So even though we are preparing for milestones, we still have to have some grades because the progress reports are coming up, and we need to make sure that you are doing graded activities. So this is one. All right. I think somebody just came in, so I will put that again. All right, so this is the first one, and this one is on ecosystems. So as always, it actually, let me do it this way. Come on. All right, well, I'm gonna do that's I'm gonna do this one as well, just to get you started. But you're doing the student paced one.
On the island of Madagascar, there's a kind of moth that drinks tears from the eyes of sleeping birds. When I first heard this, I just sat with that weird idea. There's a moth that gets most of its nutrients it needs to survive by drinking bird tears. Welcome to the biosphere, the sphere of life that extends from the depths of the ocean all the way up to 8 kilometers above Earth. A lot of incredible things live here, so of course, as geographers, we want to know why bananas and bacteria and tear-drinking moths show up in some spaces but not others. And to do that, we have to zoom out a little. For example, that moth gets its nutrients from birds, while birds rely on seeds and berries from the surrounding plants, which grow with the help of the sun. So the moth and the birds and the plants and the sun are all part of an ecosystem, a community of living organisms in an area interacting with their environment. Ecosystems are built on relationships, even strange ones that involve tear theft. And the relationship between the amount of energy a place receives and the movement of nutrients is what makes the incredible diversity of life possible. I'm Alize Carrere, and this is Crash Course Geography.
All right. So I wanted to get that one started. I think everybody is logged into that. So you do the student paced one. I'm going to stop here, give you a chance to do this. So you know a little bit about ecosystems. Don't say I don't know anything, but do answer all of the questions that need to be answered. Okay, this is not going to show anything because I'm showing the teacher version of it, but the student paced one will give me a record of whether you answered the question or not. So you do that one, and in a little while, this one is only about 12 minutes long, so I'm gonna give you about 15 minutes, and then I will put up the one for biodiversity. Okay. All right, and again, we're doing that because we're trying to address the first unit um, on the study guide. Okay. And again, when you're finished, if you have time, go through these and make sure that like you have vocabulary words, morphology, embryology, biochemistry. Those are vocabulary words. Make sure that your adaptation, population, um, make sure that you understand what these terms are. There's a lot of vocabulary. And again, if you know your vocabulary, you can answer the question that they are asking. because I can't give you the question because I don't know how they're going to ask the question. But if you know what they're asking, you can give an educated answer to the question. All right, so I'm going to stop talking, let you do your Nearpod. Uh, hi, Chris. Let me give you the link for the Nearpod. All right, there you go. All right, anybody else come in late and didn't get the Nearpod link? All right, so you're doing the student pace one for ecosystems, and in about 20 minutes, I'll put up the link for biodiversity. Again, please use class time to do classwork. So you want to get this one finished and then be ready to do the second one when I put it up. Hopefully everybody went and got their Chromebook checked like they asked you to. Again, your biology test date is April the 27th. So that's 2 weeks from today. All right, again, you should be on screen. I got half of you on and half of you out, and everybody should be working on the Nearpod. And I don't see Nearpods up for everybody. And those of you who log in just for logging in sake, you'll continue to get zeros. Because if you're present that day and you turn in no work, that's a zero. That's not a zero you're going to be able to make up because you're deliberately not doing the work. Dallas. Good afternoon, Dallas. They're working on the first of 2 Nearpods. Let me put that link in the chat for you. All right, so in 20 minutes, we're going to do the second Nearpod. All right, so Dallas, there's a link in the chat for you. All right, who are we missing now? And Jayla, like I said, please do this Nearpod now, and we'll worry about the other assignment later. Because that requires opening up a whole new thing for you to do. So, Charlie. Don't understand. Again, the Nearpod will record the score for me, so just please make sure that you're answering all the question. Isaiah, please stay on task and stop doing whatever that is you're doing. Mm. Don't rest when you feel like it. Good afternoon, Charlie. I just put the link in the chat for you for the Nearpod that we're working on. Not that you gonna do it. And again, please use class time for classwork. Didn't mean to do that. This is the first of 2 Nearpods. Oh, one more person calls me. All right. All right, I put the link for the second Nearpod in the chat. So complete the first one on ecosystems, and then when you're done with that, work on biodiversity. And then if you finish both of those, then go back to um, the review questions, the study guide questions for the milestone. And Charlie, I did put the link for the first one in the chat for you. Kingsley, check the chat for your link for the ecosystems. Again, if you finish the first one, the second one on biodiversity is also in the chat. I will place it there again. All right, Desiana, I've just put the link for the first of two Nearpods that they're working on. We're doing two Nearpods today. The first one is on ecosystem. When you finish that, I'll put this second one here for you. All right, there's the second one. So the first one is ecosystem. The second one is biodiversity. Both are due today. When you finish with that, uh, continue working with the milestone study packet. Again, folks, please make sure you're answering all the questions. And I'll take these scores from the Nearpod registry and place them in the folder that you have in your Canvas. And again, please use class time for class work. This class, not somebody else's class, Isaiah. Both of them? You did that one? Folks, remember there's two Nearpods, one on ecosystems, one on biodiversity. When you finish one, do the second one. And that will cover the first topic on the online study guide for the milestone. We'll take the second topic on Wednesday. We'll look at cells and organelles. So that will be the next one that we will cover. Cells, organelles, and classification. All right, do the second one. Jayla, did you see the message I put in the chat for you? Brandon, did you see the message I put in the chat for you? It's not, 'cause you're not doing what you should be doing. All right, folks, it's getting close to time to log out. If you finished the 2 Neopods and you don't owe me anything else, you are good to go. And we'll see you on Wednesday. And again, on Wednesday, we're going to look at cells and classification. So I'm going to take those scores from these 2 activities. And those of you who are finishing the other assignment, I'll get that from Wayground. Okay, I'm leaving it open. I'm not closing it. I appreciate you getting caught up, ladies. Good job. And again, on Tuesday, if you need extra help with any of the topics that you're reading, I am available for tutorial time. All right, I'm going to go ahead and log out because